Microclimates. Talking about sun, shade and so forth, as basic microclimates is sun, which is hotter, and shade, which is cooler. There are other microclimates like exposed areas to wind, low points that can get like cool air can pool in low points, down slopes and so forth. But sunny areas are hotter, shade is cooler. They're your most basic microclimates. I don't believe in planned gardens, especially where architects, landscape architects draw and so forth. I don't believe in that. I believe in gardens should develop over time. They should be natural, just develop over time. That's part of the fun. And things tend to fall in place. There's one form of planning that you need to do. And in my opinion, it's the only thing you need to know or do. And that is, you need to know where the path of the sun is in the sky. You need to know where the sun rises, where the sun sets, where noon is, and where the sun's path across the sky is, through winter to summer. Of course, the sunrise and sunset locations will change. Now obviously, if you're in the southern hemisphere, the most important cardinal point is north, the north point. That's where your sun is going to be. Then you just work out, there's sunrise, there's sunset, bang, that's where the sun is. Also northwest. If you have hot summers, Sydney, Australia had very hot summers. The northwest was even hotter than just straight north. So north to northwest, if you know that. If you're in the northern hemisphere, then south is the most important cardinal point. That's where the sun's going to be. And of course southwest, that afternoon sun going down. Now once you know those cardinal points, that's where you can do the planning for your garden. You know where your sun is going to be, you know sunny spots, you know where shade's going to be, you know where an area might get sun all day. So once you know where north is, sunrise, sunset, you can start setting out your garden. And plus over time you just watch the sun progress and the shade patterns and so forth. And then you can just move things around and plan things. But you need to know those general locations where to put your garden beds for vegetables. Plants that like shade can go in the shade, of course. Some plants like sun. And vegetables, it's a balance between too hot sun and some shade. In my opinion, the best garden and garden beds for vegetables, for example, should have a mix of microclimates. For example, you can have some garden beds to grow vegetables that get morning sun but afternoon shade, so that hot afternoon sun is blocked off. Other garden beds can get morning shade and afternoon sun. You can have some areas that get sun all day, but you may need some shade cloth there. So that range of garden beds is the best. And in my garden, not the market garden, and you work out what areas get sun in the morning, then shade in the afternoon, you work that out. And as I said, it may not be the best to have sun all day unless you're going to water. If you're in a hot environment, unless you water all day to make sure your seeds and seedlings and young plants don't dry out. And even just vegetables, even mature vegetables should not dry out. Okay, so just a quick discussion on cardinal points, and that's really the only planning that you need to do in the garden. Know where the sun is, sunrise, noon, sunset. North in the southern hemisphere, south in the northern hemisphere. I hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you next time.